Hey guys, happy Thursday. I wanted to come to you live today to chat a little bit about productivity. And if any of you guys are like me and you have kids that have just gone back to school, already you are feeling so much more productive because you might have an empty house. I was jumping for joy a little bit when it was time for the kids to go back to school for a couple reasons. Number one, they were bored, they were ready to go back and learn. But number two, I was excited about getting back into a good routine with our mornings, just with our days in general. I definitely miss them dearly, but I'm excited to be more productive now that they are back in school. But I definitely have one that is still home. And I have to juggle having a preschooler and getting work done and trying to be as productive as possible during the day. So I wanted to come to you today to chat with you about a few tips that I use to maximize the time in my day and to be as productive as possible. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you is the first thing that I do in the morning when I get up. I have a set schedule for myself every single day, a routine of what I'm gonna do every morning. And the first thing that I do is I read. So I wake up in the morning. Lately I have been going through reading the Bible in 100 days. So it's actually like little tiny snippets of scripture that I go through in the morning on a daily basis. If you're not religious, then it could be a self-help book. It could be anything that's motivational in the mornings to kind of get you excited, something that you are really excited about reading and just bettering yourself in the morning to kind of get you out of that fog of when you first wake up. So that is the first thing that I do in the morning. It honestly only takes me just a few minutes to do that. And it just makes me feel fantastic as soon as I get out of bed. Second thing I do is I get dressed and I get ready for the gym. So I do get up pretty early to do this, but I go to the gym. That's my time to be alone, to reflect on the day, to think about all the things that I want to get done for the day, and it really helps me to wake up and be excited for what is about to happen. And it's great to have some me time before everybody else gets up in the morning and starts demanding my attention and my time. So it is my alone time in the mornings. I do some visualizations while I'm working out too. It just helps me to get through those tough moments when I'm working out and I don't really want to be there. I start thinking about all the awesome things that I want to manifest in my life, and I really am like killing two birds with one stone. Sometimes I do answer emails when I'm working out too, but you know, you don't have to do that. The third thing that I do, which is really, really important for having a productive day, and it might be the most important thing that I do, is blocking my time for the day and creating a plan for what I want to get done. So there are two ways that I do this. Either one, I put things in my to-do list in Trello, and I think I've mentioned that before. It's an app that I have that I can access from my computer and also from my phone, so it's really great, so I can have easy access to it on the go. And that is spelled T-R-E-L-L-O, Trello. It is the easiest to do app, and I actually share it with my assistant, so she has a list of things on the app too, so she can keep track of what she needs to get done, and I can add things to her list and vice versa. So it's really great, not just for individuals, but if you wanted to even have it for your family, maybe you want to share it with your husband or your wife, or even with your kids that have phones, you can add things to the to-do list and take things off as they're done. So it's really great for planning, especially for me in the morning. It gets me focused on what it is that I want to get done that day, as opposed to just kind of willy-nilly like doing stuff. So it definitely keeps me on track and excited about what I have going on that day, and it keeps me very organized. And I'm not typically an organized person when it comes to those things. I just kind of do things as they come, but putting it in this app and planning out my day from the beginning keeps me very, very organized during the day. So that is another tip for you. One of the biggest tips that I have, aside from that, they're all big, is chunking your time during the day. So this is a little bit different than a block schedule. Typically with a block schedule, you would block out, for instance, 2 or 3 hours of time to edit photos or send emails or whatever it is that you do on a daily basis. I chunk my time. So when I do finally get to work after I have gotten the kids off to school and they're gone and I'm ready to sit down and have my day, I will work in 50-minute segments. So I definitely have my block schedule, but within that time frame, I'm gonna set my timer for 50-minute chunks of time. There have been tons of studies that have said that you are more productive if you work in 50-minute segments than trying to sit down and knock out a ton of work at one time without having some kind of break. So I will set my timer for 50 minutes. It will knock out whatever work it is that I'm doing at that moment. So for instance, let's say I'm editing. I'm gonna edit for 50 minutes. And then once that timer goes off, I have 10 minutes to stand up from my desk, walk around, stretch, do something to divert my attention from what it is that I was doing for 10 minutes. And then once those 10 minutes are up, then I'm gonna sit back down and I'm gonna work for another 50 minutes on the tasks that I have set for myself during that time block. So there are some rules when you're doing the 50-minute stretch of time to get things done. So one of those things is obviously to set a timer. Make sure you're setting a timer to keep on track with those things. No social media at all during that 50-minute time block if you really want to be productive. I know that's hard. It's very hard for me to not be able to be on social media. It's actually a big part of my business, but I have to schedule that time at some other time during the day. But if you hop onto social media, you're gonna eat up your time that you have set for something else because you will go into that black hole of social media and not be able to get out of it. Trust me, I know I've been there and I still do it a lot, more than I should. But make sure that you're not on social media. Also, you're not checking emails at this time unless it is your blocked time of emails. And also you are not answering phone calls during that time or answering text messages. So you have to put your phone on do not disturb. Obviously, you know, if there are emergencies, you know, things happen, you know, the school calls for the kids or whatever the case may be. But you want to do your best to make sure that you're not hopping on your phone to answer calls or text messages during your 50-minute time. That can be something that you do in the 10-minute break that you have. And also no internet surfing during that 50-minute block unless it is directly related to what it is that you are trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off until your day is done. And I will tell you, it has made me so much more productive in what it is that I am doing. And this chunking type of schedule is something that you can do not only just with your time, but you can do it with what you have to get done during the day. So for example, for all the photographers out there, I do this with my editing. Editing is probably one of the things that photographers like least about what they do, because it can be really daunting when you're sitting down and trying to edit through 1,000 photos, 1,500 photos, whatever it is. A lot of times we put it off to the last minute to get it done just because it is so overwhelming. So one of the things that I do to be able to get through my images and to keep myself with a good schedule when it comes to editing is I will chunk my editing into 300 images each time that I sit down to edit. So 300 images, it's easy as long as I have it chunked into smaller stacks of images. I can get through it a lot more quickly than if I am sitting down and trying to edit 1,500 photos at one time. It's just really overwhelming. But this is a really good tip for anything that you're doing within your business, whether it be emails or some type of paperwork that you have to get done that you don't love doing, but it tends to pile up really quickly. Chunk it out, just like with the time that I was just talking about. So, you know, chunking these 50 minutes of time, it doesn't have to be just for photographers or, you know, anybody. It could be stay-at-home mom. It could be anybody that has things that have to get done during the day. Just make sure that you are segmenting that time for yourself. But the biggest part is making sure that you plan it out during the day, in the morning when you get up, so you stay organized for the rest of the day. So I hope that you found this helpful. Whether you're a photographer or a stay-at-home mom or somebody that's working in the corporate world, it really, really, really will help you to be way more productive in whatever it is that you're doing. And for all of my photographer and business owner friends out there, there will be a link below for some freebies for you guys. And as always, if you ever need any help with your business, feel free to message me. I do offer free 30-minute strategy calls to talk about your business, to see if you're on the right track, and to give you some tips for getting you on the right track and making you more productive in your business. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday and you found this helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.